That was really cool. This is Shakeout from Yonkers, New York. Thanks for coming, and we're all really excited to hear what you have to play.
It's time to learn to say no. Hang up those wings and back up that halo. Pack your bags and go. Show what you got, take control. I know it takes a toll. Balls in your court, so take a free throw. Don't wait for the day to take a play, you know your role. Take a day by day, don't be slow. Tag the team makes it feel so vacant. Faction, you can't entertain it. Nauseated on an empty stomach. This routine even worth it. Swallow a pill to gain focus. 40 milligrams of doom, but notice there's still time. Lose control, lose your mind. Sell your soul. There's the green light go. Time for you to take control. You know you're not alone. Come away from what you know. The future's fastest. Time to turn your back to the past tense. Pull up a big fist. Put it in the air, don't miss this. JC makes it feel so vacant. Faction, you can't entertain it. Nauseated on an empty stomach. This routine even worth it. Swallow a pill to gain focus. 40 milligrams of pill, but notice there's still time. Lose control, lose your mind. Sell your soul. Sell your soul. Not quite sure who you are. In due time you'll find out. It's time to circle what you may need. You pass through the cross out what you can now. Feel like I'm crazy. You feel it too. Can't take this lately. It's just the truth. I feel so damn lazy. It's not new to me, don't know about you. I don't know what's gonna need to be, but it's no way to think. Good Play the game, take it day by day. Play the game, take it day by day.
That was awesome. You guys really representing Yonkers well. That fucking shit was great. All right, so I want to know a couple things. Where are you guys from? I know your band's from Yonkers, but how did you guys meet is more what I'm saying. Like, who introduced you, or how'd you meet each other, anything like that?
We were actually born from the same mother. No, I'm just kidding. They both named us both AJ. No, we met in high school. We went to Yonkers High School, and we were in 9th grade with each other.
We had a Stickly cover band for fans of Attack Attack.
No, yeah, for sure. No, we played in like an easy core band in high school together, which was pretty bad. But, most people in high school aren't playing in good bands, so that's okay. But yeah, we've been playing together for years now, me and this guy.
I guess that's how you learn, right?
Yeah.
Do some bad, mediocre stuff, and then you started learning how to do the real stuff,
100%.
And then everyone forgets about the old stuff. Yeah.
No,
that's really really cool though. Your guys' sound is really great. A lot of people watching are probably going to be wondering how you're getting a bass tone, your guitar, your rhythm guitar, your lead guitar, and it's all like the whole frequency spectrum from one man and one guitar. So if you want to explain how you're doing that, that'd be really cool.
So we base I base all the songwriting essentially around live looping. So every time I'm playing a lead guitar part, the rhythm guitars that you hear are recorded live in the song. So I have to write the songs based around knowing that if I'm gonna play a lead, I have to do the rhythm at least one time first in the song. So that's that. I go through 2 guitar amps. I also go through a bass amp. The guitar sees an octave pedal shifted down an octave before it hits the bass amp specifically. So that's how I get the bass tone. And I think more than anything, besides all the tap dancing and that, it's this guitar. We were saying it before we started filming, but this guitar, having the hollow body gives it like a huge sound, I think. I've tried other guitars. It doesn't quite sound the same.
I love the hollow body sound. It sounds so good. When you plugged in, you're like, oh, let me just hit a chord real quick, and we all just stopped and we're like, there's only one guy here. No, I was wondering, other AJ, drummer AJ. I was wondering who influenced you to get the kind of drum sound that you have, because it's very technical. You know what I mean? And you could tell you've been doing this for a very long time.
Thanks, dude. I listened to a lot of metalcore in high school, so it was all about those crazy drum parts where it's like, how many notes can I fit in this measure? And long story short, once we got into more like rock and roll type stuff, I kind of transferred that energy into playing in a rock band.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. What are your guys' influences? What would you say? Some of the bands that influenced you, specific artists, the artists that made you want to become musicians, do this full time? Both of you guys.
All right, I'll answer first. So writing-wise, I'm a huge Bayside guy. Growing up, I listened to a lot of classic rock. I have a Kiss T-shirt on right now because I've seen Kiss 25 times.
Really?
Yeah, I love Kiss, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I love Kiss. So I learned how to play guitar by listening to that kind of stuff, and then Green Day and Rancid, and then got super into a lot of punk stuff and liked punk rock. And I'm talking, I'm almost 27 now. That was at the age of 10, 11, 12. And as I went through, I figured out more stuff and learned about more bands. As far as inspiring me to do this thing still at 27 and not have a real job and still try to pursue this music thing, I think that when I was in college, I was in a band, and I booked a lot of shows, and I would do a lot of DIY touring, and I saw several of my friends' bands go from being DIY level bands to being professional touring bands. And I think to this day that's one of the biggest things that inspires me to do this. It's like, wow, my friends did it. It's attainable. You can do this. Just how hard are you willing to work to do it? So I think that inspiring wise to be doing this right now is that. I would always be playing music. If no one was listening, I'd be playing. I'd still go out and play shows. It's really not about that for me, but at the same time, it's put a lot of time into it, so I think that the amount of time I put into it is because of that.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah. That's great. That was pretty well spoken. That was beautiful.
Thank
yeah,
you.
that's. I think a lot of people watching that want to pursue this will get a better outlook on it, because it can be very negative. You can have a lot of people talking you down about it because there's no like direct path to do it, but there really is.
There is.
There is.
It's
just
just a
people
matter
don't see it. You know what I mean?
We're all on the same level. You know, it's 2020 now. We're all on the same level. Like in the 80s, to be in a professional touring rock band, there was like gatekeepers. You know, there was people that told, like, if you weren't on that major label, no one was hearing you. You weren't touring. You weren't doing that. We're all on the same level now. We all play in bands that have the internet, that have these tools to use. And yeah, it's oversaturated in a lot of ways. Like there's a lot of bands doing this, but like if you're willing to work, there's ways to make anything happen for yourself. If you want to go out and tour, just go out and tour, man. Like just do it. Like figure it out. Like that's what I did when I was 18. I was like, I want to do that. I went on the internet and I figured it out. And you're going to play a lot of bad shows and be ready to play a lot of bad shows. I still play a lot of bad shows. But
it's worth that one good show.
it's worth it, man. Like, yeah. I could play in front of 2 people and still have a good time, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter to me.
What about you? Some of the bands that influenced you specifically?
I'm going to hijack this heartfelt moment to just say System of a Down while cupping the mic.
All right, awesome. That was great. Yeah. All right, so you guys are going to do 2 more, right? And then I'll jump in. We'll talk about the Donk Collective and what you have planned for the future of the band and tours and stuff like that.
Cool.
Passion doesn't run through your blood, but it's what you need. Your heart beats but doesn't carry the love, leaving empty veins. Start to see clearly what's gone wrong here. I'm inching nearer. I see the signs about to flatline. We'll see where this goes. On the time we'll tell. The rate slows and it shows as a setup to fail. Can't shake this sense of fear. Seems like it's time to steer clear. What can I say? This was a surprise to me. I know you can see through this, but motivation's low. It's not a priority. You think this will change, but it won't. Passion doesn't run through your blood, but it's what you need. Heart beats but doesn't carry the love, leaving empty veins. Start to see clearly what's gone wrong here. I'm inching nearer. I see the signs about the flatline. I don't wanna betray you. This is just the rate my heart beats now. I will have dismayed you, which will cause my heart to speed up. Instead of I'm gonna hit those words that have 0 impact. It's a fact, they don't make me react the way that it should be, or at least that it could be. Time to clear my mind. A clock that's fucking gonna rain. down, now the compound gets out. Now it's my time to go. Time to separate. If you never cared, leave it all behind. Won't get you anywhere. Contrasting your emotions, patience, and keep your focus. It's not worth discontentment. Believe in the ever after. Time to make sacrifices, you won't get anywhere. Your turn to supervise and take your share. Chin up, there's no such thing as growing old. Future's a gleaming star, let the light unfold. Time to separate. If you never cared, leave it all behind. Won't get you anywhere. Contrasting your emotions, patience, and keep your focus. It's not worth discontentment. Believe in the ever after. Must trust your instincts or you won't get anywhere. Look for the silver lining. Time to separate. If you never cared, leave it all behind. Won't get you anywhere. Contrasting your emotions, patience, and keep your focus. It's not worth discontentment. Believe in the ever after.
That was really cool. So the things I want to ask you about, talk about the Donk Collective, the tour you have coming up, your website, things like that.
Yeah. So I guess I'll start at the Donk.
Yep.
Cool. The Donk is so all right, where should I start? In 2005, I started playing shows in Westchester. I was 12 at the time, and at the time, the scene was called like Yonkers Underground, and then there was also the Bronx Underground, and the shows especially in the Bronx would draw like a lot of people. I'm talking like 400 plus people.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. It's smaller now, which is cool. But in 2011, I started playing in a band. I went to college. I started playing in a band called One Fell Swoop. And with that band, I wanted to do some touring, and just wanted to play. I wanted to be a musician. So I started booking a bunch of shows and bringing touring bands. And then we would go out on tour, and I kind of just kept returning the favor and trying to just build the community here. At the time, there was a bunch of bands. A lot of them don't exist anymore. People that still exist, like American Pinup's still around, and I actually play in American Pinup now, which I did not then, but I did at the time. At the time, I didn't, but now I do. I'm trying to think of other bands that were around that are still around. We Are Not Our Bodies was around back then. They're still here. Other than that, a lot of the bands have kind of fizzled away, but other bands have come in now. Like I didn't know about Back From Nothing then. I don't know if Back From Nothing was a band in 2012, but
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
not yet. Yeah,
Not yet.
So I started throwing a bunch of shows. Then I graduated college in 2016. I finished my master's degree, and when I got out of school, I knew that I wanted to be in a touring band. I didn't have my band had kind of fizzled out, and I didn't have a band to be in. And it's around the same time that we started this. But we weren't ready yet because I had a lot of figuring out to do, kind of. So I opened up a DIY space in a warehouse called the Donk.
Okay.
And in the year 2017, I threw over 40 shows, I would say, in this warehouse space. It was a 415 square foot warehouse space. It was it was small. It was about the size of this basement.
Holy crap.
It was really small, but we would put like 60 plus people in every show. And before that, One Fell Swoop was playing shows, so there was like a community. I had kind of built around a community around like the things I was doing. So like going into it, I already had people that would come out to shows. After the year of my lease was up, just with financial and personal reasons and the fact that the building wasn't super happy that I was there doing that.
Yeah, it was probably really loud. They probably were getting annoyed. Right?
Well, it wasn't even the loud. It was an arts building.
Oh, okay.
So
it was an arts building.
It was an arts building, but the artists picked which kind of art they wanted there, kind of thing, which was kind of lame.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess technically what I was doing was not legal either. I had no permits to be there as a music venue.
I hate that. That gets me so mad because it's like it's like kids want to do music and they want to play music and they want to promote their art, right? And then you have everybody coming in and trying to stop you. Everyone from your parents to like government officials just trying to say like you can't be loud or you can't make the music here.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what do they want you to do? Then they wonder why these fucking kids are ending up on the street because they're like, oh, what the fuck happened? No, we don't know.
100%, man.
And we're like,
never in the over 40 shows I threw there was never ever an issue. There was never anyone that got into a fight. There was never trash left behind because I would always clean up. There was never anything broken or stolen from the building. Like, there was never an issue, but they still had an issue with it. I get it. I get their concerns to an extent. Anyway, I decided not to re-sign the lease because they wanted to lock me in for another year at almost $1,000 a month, and I was like, I am not going to do it because they're going to tell me 6 months in, I can't do that anymore.
yeah.
So I was like, I'm not doing it. So from there, I booked shows, and I still used the name The Donk, which comes from Yonkers in general. The name Yonkers comes from that. But this past year, 2018, I kind of decided that I wanted to keep it going, but just as a collective effort between other people. It's not just me. There's other people now doing these things, and it's awesome to see. And I wanted to make the Donk Collective be something that Westchester musicians could go to and get everything. So I invested in screen printing, and I started screen printing. I started teaching myself how to do that, and I invested in a bunch of gear so that I could print T-shirts for bands at the cheapest cost that they could do it. Or I could record bands. It's awesome you guys are doing this. This is something that him and I have talked about doing, these live sessions. Just trying to provide like an outlet for myself, but also everybody in the community to be able to play shows, like get merch made, like record their band, and then I teach lessons too. So the Donk Collective essentially is my way of trying to grow my own things, but also give back to the community that I care about. I really do care about. I don't know where I would be without it. So.
No, it's awesome. That's great. That's everyone. When we go play shows, everyone tells me that I need to talk to you because you have so many people, and you've just been doing this for such a long time, and you kind of created. I know maybe you might not believe it, but from what I hear, you kind of created this Yonkers scene.
Well, I appreciate it. I don't feel like I did. I feel like everybody did. That's why and that's why I changed the name to. It used to just be the Donk. It was like the Donk Music School and Venue. Now it's the Donk Collective because I feel like it is a collective effort.
Yeah, you're definitely.
It's
right.
not one person. It's everybody that makes things happen, and it's cool. There's always new bands popping up. You guys are one of them, but like I always find out about new bands, and I'm like, there's this band and it's crazy when I hear about like there's this band in Westchester, like the Lucid Leaf. They played. I saw them recently, and I was like, they're from Yonkers? How did I never hear of this? Like, when there's new bands, I'm like, how did I never hear of this before? Like, it's cool. It's cool, man. I love it.
No, that's great. No, they could really shoot kind of like, I feel like someone could shoot like a little like documentary about you guys and like what it was like growing up in this scene. Like, I wish we had more time to talk about it.
This guy's been talking about doing that, man. Like,
Really? We should. We should. You guys really should, because there's a lot of history that most people just don't know about. We didn't know. We couldn't find a show anywhere. Like 4 years ago, we couldn't find a show anywhere. We didn't even know Westchester had a scene at all besides cover bands.
And it's cool. I always tell people, I'm like, yo, if you're in a touring band, like, yeah, sure, you could go play Brooklyn, but you're gonna play competing against 75 other shows.
Yeah.
You come play in Westchester, you're the show that night, and there's gonna be 75 to 100 people there probably. Like, you are playing the show.
Yeah, when we found you guys, we were like the whole scene. It was really awesome for us. It really was, because the shows are great, and we don't have to drive so far to like every show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
It was really cool. So you guys have one more song for us, right? And the other thing I wanted to push, the tour, right?
Yeah,
you wanna talk about the tour real quick?
I've been talking.
We're going on tour in March to South by Southwest in Texas, and we're touring for about a week to get down there. Then we'll be hanging out there for a week, and then we're touring back over a week.
Nice.
Yeah, we're venturing out for 3 weeks. I don't know. Have you done 3 weeks before?
Nope.
He's
is gonna
never
be
done
my
a 3 week tour.
longest tour.
I've done full United States. It's hard, man. Like, it's not easy. And it's just the two of us splitting the drives too, which makes it harder.
God.
But it also doesn't help that we have no money. but regardless,
love
we're
it.
stoked. So if you live in any areas that we might be playing, like, please come see us. Come see this weird thing we do. And yeah, we're excited, man. I mean, we're gonna sleep in a van for like 20-something days.
What's your website where they can find all this information?
ShakeoutNY.com. Our music, our tour dates. We have videos. We just started pushing the YouTube game a little bit more. We're doing a lot of YouTube videos, weekly updates. So find us on YouTube. And MySpace. Tinder. We actually did have a Tinder for a minute.
Napster.
We had a Tinder for a minute.
Then we got too many matches, and they shut it off.
Yeah.
No, what?
Yeah, they shut it off because they found out that we were not a person. Because I literally wrote in the bio, not here for threesomes, and then I linked our band.
That's great. That's really good.
It was worth a shot. You know? You're on tour. Maybe you'll run into someone. Who knows?
Yeah, especially when you're on tour. Like, the Tinder matches change to where you are, your radius, so you can, like, find people to come to your shows.
It's not a bad idea. I mean,
until they shut you
until
down
they
because
shut
they're
you
not
down.
supposed to do
Yeah.
that.
You got to think outside the box, to stand out. That's not bad.
Yeah, man, we try.
All right, so this is your last song. It was great having you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Shakeout.
On a Monday morning, welcome in the new week. There's a higher power out there. What are they trying to tell me? Cherish what you got while you got it. There's no such thing as safety. It can all be taken away. 'Cause everything is temporary. I don't wanna be afraid to say the things I wanna say. I don't think it's fair that I have to bite my tongue. I don't wanna feel shame for things I can't control today. It just doesn't seem fair to apologize. But I'll say I'm sorry. If it makes you happy. not fucking sorry. Never mind. I don't wanna be afraid to say the things I wanna say. I refuse to apologize.